Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Glenn, and today I'm just gonna talk a little bit about why I got out of the corporate system and decided to do my own thing. Basically explain where I was working and what kind of field, the reasons behind it, and all of that stuff. So before we get into the video, this is not the first time I tried to record this video. Earlier times I found myself, I usually am a very structured person, so I found myself kind of trying to drive home a point, almost like trying to prove something. But then I realized that that will destroy the purpose of why I'm making this video, which is to share my experience and let other people take whatever they want to take from it, or derive whatever value they want to derive from it. So here goes my rant/went. So a little bit of background to understand where I worked and all of the things that after it. I hold a bachelor's degree from Curtin University in Australia. My degree is about computer science, majoring in software engineering, and I also hold a postgraduate degree about mobile APIs and stuff like that. So basically tech. And 6 months ago, I started working for a company after graduation, and I've been working for about 6 months, and I've decided to quit. And now this company was actually a pretty great company, and the people were great. The work was okay, but I've decided to quit at the end of my 6 months, even though I was supposed to work as a bit of before I become a permanent employee. It was like my probationary time, and I used to work 1 year and then go from there. But I decided to quit after 6 months working at this company, and the reasons are as follows. So one of the biggest reasons, again, I have to do a bit of a background before I tell you why. When I was in college, I used to work for a carpenter as a part-time thing to support myself, and we would go into these lakes in northern Ontario in Canada and basically build stuff, like build houses or build whatever they needed to be built, mostly houses or renovating houses and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that job because at the end of each day you could see what you did. You could see the progress of whatever you built, whether you built a set of stairs or whether you realigned a beam or anything like that, or you redid a whole side of a dock that was rotten and needed to be replaced. So at the end of each day, you would see whatever you did come to life, the progress you make, and at the end of the project, you see it being built little by little. And I really like that, and then that felt very satisfying. That felt like that felt important, you know. But when I started working for corporate, and I think this is not only related to tech. I feel like this is pretty common in other areas of corporate as well, whether that's finance or accounting, law, or I don't know, most of them. I didn't see any result from my work. Not after a day, not after a week or a month, 2 months, 3 months. It was just going into oblivion. And that felt really meaningless to me. That felt like I'm wasting my time doing something that I will never see, that will never materialize. Even though that's maybe technically not true, because, well, there is somebody that's paying for it on the other hand, but it's not material. It's you can't touch it. It's not tangible. And And this is a very tricky part, especially when it comes to software, because you don't really, your product is not tangible, but the what you made, how it made the others feel, or your end customer feel, that is tangible. You can see that, you can hear that. But oftentimes with big corporates, that's not the case. You'll never interact with what's on the other end. You'll never interact with the finished product most of the time. So that really felt meaningless to me, and so it wasn't really about money. Now I could quit that job 6 months into it, and basically I quit pretty much last month. End of last month was my last working day, and now I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm doing video editing. I do financial management for clients, private clients. I do a little bit of trading myself. I do investing. Basically, I do a whole lot of other stuff, content creation as well. But within all of that, what I've realized is your time is the most important thing you have. Because when I quit my job, I was taking a pay cut. I'm still taking a pay cut, even though that's kind of catching up to it now on a month-to-month basis. I'm still taking a pay cut, but I realized that you can never put a monetary amount on your time. Like, how much are you getting paid for an hour, right? So if I was getting paid to do my corporate job, maybe $40 an hour, but now I'm only getting paid $20 an hour, there's a gap. But I think personally that gap is filled out by how you feel when you're doing it. It's almost like pay is only just one part of it. And one of the reasons I see a lot of people burning out, especially in tech, I feel like, is because if your whole incentive is your hourly pay, whatever money you're making from that, it's really limiting you in terms of how sustainable you are in the long term. So even though I'm taking a pay cut, I find the stuff that I'm doing right now very enjoyable, and because of that, it's going to be more sustainable over the long term. So that's the primary reason I quit. And also I heard, I don't know if you guys know this person, but there's an entrepreneur and an angel investor called Naval Ravikant, and I heard him saying recently that even time is not your most important asset. It's actually attention, because if you really think about it, you can waste a lot of time by not being present at what you're doing right now. You could be chopping wood, but you'll be thinking about your finances or something like that. You're essentially wasting that moment. So in reality, maybe if you still it down a little bit more, it's actually attention that's the most important asset that you have in this life, right? So those are the reasons why I quit. And also another reason I think a lot of young people are making this mistake, I think, is that they're not taking enough risks when they're young. 25 years old, in my eyes, is pretty young still. And I don't know how much longer I will live, but I'm still pretty young. So I feel like people should take risks when they're young, because it'll be easier. Whatever damage you're going to be doing is going to be minimal, especially if you're not maybe in a long-term relationship or you don't have a lot of commitments. Now I understand completely that this is not true for everybody, right? Some people have responsibilities that they need to attend to, and they're really important, whether that's like a social responsibility or like a financial responsibility, maybe that's coming from your family or whatever. I understand that, and I understand that I'm in a privileged position to be able to do whatever I want and to take whatever risks I want without having too much consequences for it, or basically the damage I will be doing will be very minimal and very contained within myself. and maybe 1 or 2 people around me, but very minimal. So, but if you are in a position to take risks when you're young, because the older I get, what I understand is there's no perfect deal in life. You'll always be taking a risk. Even if I were to stick to my corporate job, that's still a risk. I don't know where the company's gonna go in 10 years, 20 years, or even 5 years, right? That you're still risking your life. You're still risking your time. All your time investment is a risk. So take the risk that you want to take. Take the risk that will give you fulfillment, right? Take the risk that will land you whatever your goal is. And I'm not talking about numbers. I'm not talking $1 million or $2 million or whatever that is. I'm talking about how blessed you feel each day when you wake up. How excited are you to get out of your bed and do whatever you want to do that day, right? Enjoy the beautiful sunrise or sunset. And those things are free. Like most of the things are free and we take them for granted, but we give our time that we have to enjoy those things. We basically give it out. That's the thing is, when I was working my job, my time was not mine, really. It was being dictated by somebody else. So even if I wanted to see the sunset, I couldn't because I was working. Now I can. And that's more valuable than however much money I will make over the 10 years of my career growth. At least to me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys, especially to younger people maybe or in my age. But I'm super interested to listen to what you have to say. So please say whatever you want to say in the comment section down below, and whatever your age may be. So yeah, thank you for listening. Maybe I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.